Millions of us willingly surrender our personal data to find out if we are an INTJ, an Enneagram Type 4, or a Red. We use these four-letter acronyms and color codes to make massive life decisions. We decide who we should marry, what careers we should pursue, and how much we should limit our own potential, all based on a quiz result. But the creators of the most popular personality frameworks, like Myers-Briggs, had zero formal training in psychology, psychiatry, or clinical testing. By treating our personality as an innate genetic blueprint discovered through online quizzes, we let unscientific labels dictate exactly what we can and cannot do with our lives. In the 1950s, researchers in Scotland assessed the personality traits of 1,208 14-year-olds, rating them on characteristics like self-confidence and perseverance. More than 6 decades later, researchers tracked down the surviving participants, now 77 years old, and retested them. The results showed almost zero overlap. Their adult personalities had virtually no correlation with their teenage profiles. Harvard psychologist Daniel Gilbert identifies a bias called the end of history illusion. We can easily look back and see how much we've changed over the last 10 years, yet we consistently trick ourselves into believing that our current self is the final, finished product. If the tests are flawed and long-term data proves our traits are highly unstable, then the idea of an innate, fixed, true self is a myth. Mainstream psychology relies on causal determinism, the assumption that past traumas and history act like toppling dominoes, pushing you into the person you are today. This fails to account for human adaptability. Instead, teleology dictates that human behavior is pulled forward by envisioned future goals. You are not a tumbling domino caused by your history. Your future purpose is the engine generating your present personality. Consider the story of Andre Norman. Growing up in a rough Boston neighborhood, teenage Andre had a singular goal. He wanted to fit in with the local gang. To achieve that specific outcome, he abandoned his trumpet, throwing away his entire musical identity because it didn't align with the approval he sought. By age 18, Andre was sent to prison, where he immediately established a grim new purpose, becoming the #1 ranked gang leader on the inside. His personality rapidly adapted to match that goal. He became ruthless, hostile, and violent, doing whatever it took to climb the prison hierarchy. But while sitting in solitary confinement, Andre began to calculate the end of that path. He realized that becoming the top gang leader was a Wizard of Oz moment. If he reached the top, he'd be the king of nowhere. Andre needed a new destination. Sitting in his cell, he set a radically different goal. He was going to attend Harvard University. This new purpose forced his personality to evolve. Over the following 8 years, he practiced the traits necessary for that future, teaching himself to read, studying the law, and mastering the discipline required for a new life. Andre didn't magically uncover a hidden, studious personality buried deep inside his psyche. He constructed a completely new identity as a direct effect of choosing a drastically different future. Today, we use authenticity as a justification for stagnation. We hide behind phrases like, "I'm just an introvert," or "I'm not a math person," to avoid difficult situations. Using labels to shield ourselves from growth is a fixed mindset masquerading as self-awareness. When you rely on these labels, you fall into a teleological trap. You shrink your future goals down to fit your current limitations, instead of setting ambitions that force your personality to evolve. Passion, motivation, and personality are not buried treasures waiting to be discovered. They are byproducts that you actively create through the actions you choose to take. So do not ask what a multiple-choice test dictates you should do. Ask who your future self wants to be, and allow your personality to form in the wake of that decision. And who are you going to create?